Oh, hello, water walk. But it's actually a civic catwalk now. See this? I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure that this is poo from what they call a civic cat. It's not a cat though, it's a kind of, I believe it's a kind of weaselly, maybe weasel or rodent type. I don't know, one or the other. So that's the civet coffee. So they eat the beans, which has all this lovely red stuff, which is actually quite tasty, and then they poop it out, and then you make coffee out of it, and the coffee's like, I don't know, $30 a cup or something. I don't know what it is, but it's expensive. Yeah, so that's that. I've seen it once before actually, but here it is right on the trail. Anyway, I'm gonna take it home. I don't have a bag, so I just have to stick stuff in my little bag here. Anyway, I'm sure it's fine. I don't know, sticking pooey coffee. But I'm pretty sure that's what it must be, although I'm no expert. Okay, but I'll get back to you in a sec. Okay, so what I've done is I've wrapped it up in some leaves, some dried leaves and some green leaves. Okay. Oh, hello. So those were this, I think, civet cat poo-poo with coffee bean. I don't know though. I'm not a animal that poops out coffee bean expert. So civet cat is the one that many people will know about. But maybe there's another animal that does similar things. It's quite possible because that red sort of fruit, I guess, surrounding the coffee bean, it's tasty. I kind of don't know why they don't make it into a jam or something. Do you know what I mean? Although it's good for the animals to eat, so I guess best to leave it. But, oh no, that's not how it works, because when you're doing coffee, anyway, whatever. But, yeah, I wonder why they don't. Maybe it's too much trouble, because you'd have to take it off each single bean, you know? Maybe it's too much trouble to make, like, some kind of tasty compote of it or something. Anyway, just a short one today. I just got my water. I wasn't blabbing while I was pouring the water, because to tell you the truth, I'm a little under the weather. I think I'm running at about 75% right now, or maybe less. Depends how you judge it. I'm okay, but a little bit weak, you know, and really shows itself in kendo practice. So I have to strategize, right? Because sometimes I lead the class there. Like quite often Mondays I end up leading it. Not always though, and Lulu and I share the duties, but I definitely have to strategize getting through it. Anyway, but I have some environmental things, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. Anyway, because I'm fuzzy-headed, right? Really, all I can think about is, like, I'll just bounce where my head goes, right? So, like, the thing that's been on my head a lot lately is that, I have this feeling like, about kendo, right? So much is about kendo for me. For many, many years. I've been doing this a long time. I'm third dan, right? And it's embarrassing for me to tell you how long I've been practicing kendo. I should be like at least 6 dan by now. Anyway, whatever, right? I don't want to get into that headspace because it doesn't really help. But, and then I can make excuses like, I did the rides, the long distance rides and whatever. Anyway, so kendo's a major part of my life. But at the moment, after each practice, and keep in mind, I say leading, but you could also say teaching, right? So I'm leading the class with the kids mostly, and there's a few adults usually. And I finish and then, have a great time, and then probably like I'm on my motorbike ride home, or I kind of go, oh crap, I don't know how to do this kendo thing at all. Like I don't understand it at all. I'm like, oh god, now what? So, hey, if there's any kendo people watching this and have some wisdom to pass on, especially if it's of an encouraging nature, I'd be really appreciative of you saying something. And if it's not encouraging, that's okay too, because kendo's all about facing reality, or not all about, but in part about that. So I'm thinking of Rico actually. I might tag you on this. Rico's kind of anyway, I don't want to embarrass you, but for kendo wisdom, I've reached out to him a few times, and wonderful thoughts from him. Anyway, he's also a wonderful artist, by the way. Takes great photos, drawings, etc. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my thing right now. I just like, oh, kendo. I don't know how to do that. I've only been doing it for... Okay, okay. This is so embarrassing. At the moment, it's embarrassing. Normally, I'm fine with it. But like, I started when I was 20, right? And then I practiced for 4 years, and I stopped for some personal, transformational journeys of my own. And then because of my dear friend Michiko, she wanted to get back to kendo. I said, oh, Catherine, you want to do kendo with me? I went, yes. So I got back to it somewhat later, like maybe, I don't know, maybe I practiced for 4 and 5 years and then stopped for 5 years, I guess, probably in that realm. And then I've been at it since then. I've had some periods where, for one reason or another, I had to take breaks from it, like for work and stuff, but more or less. And then, starting in late 2001, I kind of became a nomad, right? So I was practicing at the Japanese Canadian Culture Center in Toronto, Canada, and then I became a nomad, and then it was more, and actually that winter I did a kendo tour across Canada. It was wonderful. Anyway, so, and then I ended up in Banff and practiced with Shiono Sensei, Shuya Shiono Sensei, and that's who I ended up practicing most for the next, I guess I left Canada in 2014, yeah. So when I was in Banff, I would practice with Shiono Sensei whenever we both had time, right? So it was concentrated times, but I have to say that, anyway, I don't want to embarrass anyone by overdoing it, but you know, that's my kendo improved a lot. Anyway, so suffice it to say, my point of giving you the timeline is that I've been here before, right? I thought I don't know how many times, but at least 4 times or 5 times. So I go, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do this. I haven't got a clue, right? And each time I think that it's a time to go boom, right? I'm really hoping that's what it is. Or it could be just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't have any strength. And part of it is I don't have strength right now, right? So my physical focus is poor, but you know, because our physicality and our mental, emotional, spiritual capacities are interlinked, in my humble opinion. That's, I'm sure, a part of it, right? But on the other hand, I remember one of the younger sensei at the time, he's older like me, he's a bit younger than me though, but Steve Nakatsu, he said, there's funny things that I remember of him saying, all those, anyway, I don't want to again embarrass people, but he said, oh yeah, sometimes it's when you're feeling the most worn out and the hardest and just like, oh, I can't do it anymore kind of feeling. Not that I don't feel like I can't do it anymore, I'm just gonna keep doing it, I'm too old to give up, right? But he said quite often that's when, he didn't say quite often, he said that's when you actually get better. He didn't soften it like I do. He says, oh yeah, when you're feeling like you're just done, you just can't do anymore, then boom, you get, okay, he didn't say boom, he said that's when you get better. So I believe him, but it's certainly something that I remember. The other thing that Steve said that I was heard was, oh yeah, like, you can never quit. Like, I was there and he was talking not just to me, but to others. Just, oh yeah, you can never quit. Wait, oh, I gotta switch this around. Okay, so I'll just finish this thought. So, you can never quit. So, I think about that a lot, actually. I think, okay, well, Steve said I can't quit, so I guess I can't. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this for a sec. Hang on. Because I wanted to make this video all about water, right? Or not all about, but it's always all about water. So here, on the last video I did, oh look, isn't this a beautiful wall in there? Can you see that? They stay still. You can see these chunks of rocks in that vertical wall there. just held in by the earth and roots and stuff. And anyway, so here, what they've done, this whole ground area is different. Before, these two tanks were filling, and now they've added this one. This one here wasn't connected, and now it's connected, but kind of in a weird way, right? So the pipe goes down here, goes over here, then into this tank, and then into that tank, and then this one goes over here back into this tank. So it's a non-linear concept. So let's see, where does it go from here? Oh yeah, okay, so from here, wait a minute, what the heck? Okay, so from here, okay, so this other tank there's pipes coming out of here now, and then that comes out here, and that thick pipe is flowing down. So this looks like about pretty much set up. And my friend Ali suggested they put these tanks up here. It's a little bit higher than the tanks were before, and so that probably helps with water pressure and different things, you know. It sounds pretty sensible to me. Yeah, so then this pipe here is much wider than the pipe they had before, which I think was up here before. So again, bigger pipe, more water flow, and I do believe that it has a lot to do with the greater number of human beings staying overnight here and having showers and things, right? So there's a lot more homestays than even, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years, 4 years ago. 4 years ago where I lived, there was maybe 2 or 3. Now there's tons of them. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. It might last a good long while. So here's the pipe that's down here. Before, it used to scoot out this way, right? And now it's going this way. So the pipes from up there, it's going right down the hill. Taking advantage of gravity, no doubt. However, you see this? Can you see it? Where is it? It's kind of hidden. Right there, there's a concrete big cistern thing. And it's filling up too, so that water's probably coming from somewhere else. Yeah, probably some other pipes off the other parts of the mountain, but it seems clear that the water where I get my water is coming into this pipe that's going down the hill. And yeah, so I haven't gone down there, so I don't exactly know how it's splitting out and stuff, and how all the different houses are getting water. But I can tell you that my house, which is on this line, most of the houses around me are on a different water source. But I'm in the same source that Pisutam is at Ash, you know? Even though I'm kind of closer to the other part of the village. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the concrete thing, and you can see there's water, you see that? There's water coming in and out, so it's quite full. And there's also overflow, so it's really wet here. And some of the people have put bamboo there to walk on, but I ain't walking on that. Do I look like what do I look like, a log roller? Anyway, I'm gonna walk on the wet ground above it, because it feels like a safer option than walking on round bamboo on wet ground. Anyway, as always, I never fail. I'm gonna flip this. Anyway, so you get the gist of how it's going. There's water coming out of here. Okay, finish off here. There's a big, huge pipe coming out of here, and that's coming down here and down there. And then you can see now there's two pipes going down the hill there. So, and then there's this pipe here, which isn't connected, and it was in the same state last week. Okay, so right, so that's the situation with the water now. Yeah. Every now and then the water where I am kind of goes really weak or none at all, and that's when I know, oh, they're working on something. It's funny, right? Because, oh man, like in Toronto or something, where I haven't lived in Toronto in like more than 20 years, but somewhere like that, they would like give you a notice 2 weeks before they're going to cut the water off, right? and here, they don't give you any notice, right? So sometimes people complain about that here, like Westerners that live here. They go, "Oh, they just shut the water and didn't let us know." I'm like, yeah, suck it up, man. Like, I like that better, right? I like it better that it just cuts out. It's a manifold advantage. First of all, it keeps you remembering that, look, this is just having just water out of your tap that you can drink and all that. Well, this is like so lucky. You know what I mean? Like, I go on about this all the time, but I think that it's unbelievably fortunate. Like the privilege, I guess. A bit of a dirty word now, I guess, but it's just beside. It's unbelievable, and that people just take it for granted and think it's a right. I have my ranty type issues. But anyway, so if the water gets cut off and you don't know it, then it reminds you. Oh yeah, right. Oh, I like that water stuff. You know. Wow, isn't it amazing to have water into your house? And then it comes back on and it's like, wow, yay, the water's back. Same thing with the power, right? So if the power goes out for a day, I mean, here the power goes out a lot. Right now, at this time of year, it's a dry season, cool. There's no storms really, hardly even any wind. And so the power outages happen rarely. Well, sometimes they'll happen for a few minutes, but during the rainy season, oh yeah, the power goes out all the time, like a number of times a week. And quite often it's only for a couple hours. And basically what that is, in most cases, I would say, is a tree or a branch falling and breaking wires, right? Because that happens all the time here. And I've mentioned often that people go, what about tigers and snakes? It's like, yeah, you gotta pay attention, but it's the branches from the trees you gotta really look out for, because they're out to get you. Anyway, nature doesn't work that way, just to be clear. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's the water walk for today. Rambly and fuzzy-headed because of feeling a little bit weak. I'm pretty sure I'm not dying from coronavirus, but who knows, right? So let's see, it's reached the pandemic stage, which technically means, I believe, it's on more than, like, it's 2 continents or more. Or is it more than 2 continents? I think it's 2 continents or more. Then it becomes a pandemic. We'll see where that goes. I get nervous when I go in the city, eh? I just like, but I always do, because for so long I've been living out away from big populations, and I always get nervous in the city, like, oh, my immune system's probably not as strong as, because I'm not exposed, but I don't know, anyway. My immune system's quite good, I think, all in all. Hopefully I don't die tomorrow. Wouldn't that be funny? I have to touch wood. You know that? Touch wood. If there's no wood to touch your head. Anyway, yeah, so any thoughts about any of this, please let me know. I have this video that I wanted to talk about, but I haven't got my mental faculties together well enough to talk about it. It's from Rebel Wisdom, a conversation between David Fuller and 2 guests. I really want to talk about it, but I have to collect my thoughts. And that has to do with a kind of hysteria going on that's possibly fed at some level through the various phenomenon like Extinction Rebellion and Greta Thunberg. Right, so anyway, I'm gonna head out. Any comments on anything, please let me know, and especially anyone with kendo thoughts, even if you don't practice kendo. I guess that's okay. Sometimes I get irritated when people that don't practice kendo give me kendo advice, and I have to be careful with that because there's a certain universality to it, right? So anyway, I don't want to be a snob or nothing. Anyway, okay, so ciao and à la prochaine, and talk to you soon. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna wash out that coffee later this afternoon because I have to go to the market this afternoon, down the mountain, and then I'm gonna dry the beans and make coffee. Maybe I'll do a video of me drinking the coffee. Okay, ciao. Okay. So, oops, oh, how can I do this? Stick and video. Okay, so this thing on the left, on the right I mean, I picked up, it's not really in focus, it doesn't really matter. Picked up off the ground. I've seen this a lot of times, and so on the way back I asked Pisatama if I can eat it, and she said, "Gin may die," so don't eat it. So off it goes into the forest. However, Pisatama gave me a bag full of these fruits, I guess. They fall on the ground too, and she goes onto the mountain and collects them. And they're really interesting taste. Not super sweet. I think they must be cooked or something, but I'm not sure. They're a little salty actually. It's a taste. I tried to tell her that it was a taste I'd never tried before. You know? Yeah, I'm just gonna try and focus. Okay, yeah, it's a taste I never have. I think she got the gist of it. Anyway, she gave me a bag of these, so I have nice little snacks. So I don't have a lot of extra food at the moment, so this is really nice to have something to sort of have a snack on kind of mid-afternoon. Anyway, she told me the name, but of course I've forgotten it already. I'm going to keep an eye out on it when I'm up in the mountain. And if I see more, then I'll grab some, then ask Pisatama how to cook. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope everyone's doing great. Ciao. Oh yeah, so again, on the inside, see that red stuff? Oops, trying to focus, have no hands, need extra arm. But that's what's like in that reddish color. Sawadee ka! Anyway, so yeah, and inside it's a pit, right? So it's just a little bit of fruit over it. You can see right there, the pit's right there. Okay, bye!